Samanta Cakkavalesu Atra Gaccantu Devata Sandhammang Munirajassa Sunantu Sagga Mokkadam Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayam Badanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayam Badanta Dhamma Savana Kalo Ayam Badanta Namo Tansa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhansa Namo Tansa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhansa Namo Tansa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhansa Jara Dhammon Nijarang Anatitoti Abinhan Pacchavekkitambang Marana Dhammon Himaranang Anatitoti Abinhan Pacchavekkitambang Ittiyava Purisena Va Gahattena Va Pambajitena Vati. Dear Dhamma friends, today I am going to start our weekly Dhamma class. Here I have selected a very special topic in Buddhism. One day Buddha explained to his disciples that why do we need a spiritual teacher and his sublime truth? You know, when we live in this life, we have some challenges. We have to face some problems in our day-to-day life. Some problems are minor, but some problems are very serious. But we mostly think that if we have no job, it is a big problem. If we are sick, it is a big problem. And also, if we lost something, it is a big problem, we may think. But according to Buddhism, those are not the big problems. When we consider our life, according to Buddhism, there are three major challenges in our lives. What they are? The first one is the old age. The second one is death. And the other one is the rebirth. These are the main challenges that we face in our life. Buddhism explains sometimes that the people who find the happiness, what they do, all of them causes to increase suffering. If we do something in the name of happiness, those things causes to us to improve suffering, not happiness. For example, as a mom, somebody thinks that if I feed a child, I will have happiness. And when a person is going to feed a child, that person has to face a lot of problems in his life. On the other hand, we think that if we have a job, we are successful, the problems are solved. But when we are going to get a job, first of all, we have to study something. We have to spend a lot of time for our education. When we think about these things that we do in the name of happiness, getting rid of suffering, actually those things cause to increase suffering. Especially when we think about our life, that the main challenges of our life is old age. And when we are very young, when we are very healthy, we are okay, we are happy. But little by little, when we are going to old age, although we are very rich, although we are well educated, although we have a lot of friends, but we think about our physical body, our appearance. When we are very weak, we are sad, we are upset, it is boring. That the reason is, we completely trust in our physical body.
We completely trust?
Trust in our physical body. But according to Buddhism, we should trust in our mind. Then, the main reason whether we happy or not is our mind, not our physical body. But we think that, we mostly think the main reason is body. But we should have a body. But the main reason whether we happy or not is our attitude, our mind, our mindfulness. That is why Buddhism always advises us to develop our mind with the spirit, practicing good deeds in our life. Especially, we have to change our attitude. And the second thing that we face as a big challenge in our life is death. We are subject to die. Little by little we are reaching to death. That is the nature of our life. Actually, these both things are not serious problems, challenges. The most serious thing is the rebirth. If all things end with our death, it is okay, we can live how we like. But the biggest problem is the rebirth. According to our mind, according to our spirit, we will have another life, next life. That is why we have to develop our mind. Some people in the society, when they have problems, when they have sicknesses, they think that after death, all of them are okay. Yeah. But they are not finished, even though we die. According to our mental condition, we will be reborn. If we have done some mistakes in our life, we will have the same results according to our activities. That is why little by little we have to overcome evils and we have to generate positive thoughts in our mind. And according to Buddhism, we should succeed not only hereafter. The special thing is this life. If we can't succeed in this life, we can't accept that we will be successful next birth. According to Buddhism, whether we will have a next birth or not, the main thing that we should do in this life to succeed this life itself. That is the very, very important thing. Here, there are many doctrines that Buddhism explain. How do we overcome these three challenges in our lives? What are the challenges that we face in our life? Old age, death and rebirth. Now, because we trust in our physical body, when we are sick, when we are going to old age, when we are near to death, we think, I am sick, I am going to die, I am old. Now I have taken our physical body as mine, as mine. This is the main problem.
I don't understand.
Yes.
I don't understand.
Now, when somebody hit me, I think that he hit me. Because now I have taken my physical body as mine.
Yes.
But this is not, actually it is not certain for me. This is like a cloth that we use. But however, if we can change our attitude, even though we face some problems physically, we can overcome suffering. How do we overcome suffering according to Buddha's message? That is the very, very important thing. Here, we are going to discuss those doctrines that Buddhism says. Here, I have explained you several times how do we get experience about the world. No, I discuss entire paper. When we live in the society, when we spend our life, how do we get experience?
By living.
By living.
Interacting.
Yeah, how do we get experience? What are the things that we acquire experience from the society?
Our senses.
Through our senses.
Through our senses.
Yeah, how many senses that we have? 6 senses. Such as eye, ear, nose,
mouth,
touch, tongue.
taste.
These are the senses which objects come through to our life, our inside. On the other hand, if we can understand this experience, we can understand the world and we can overcome suffering. Then, I have explained you several times, when we get experience, actually that experience arises this moment. For example, when we look at something, when we look at this wall, then this picture comes to my eye in this moment. Although it has been for a long time, but this experience, just now experience comes to my mind this moment. It doesn't come here from the past. And also this experience doesn't go to future. This experience arises this moment. On the other hand, if we get some experience through my ears, that experience also same. But because of ignorance, we mostly think that before this experience it was here. After experience it remains. This is the cause of suffering. If we can understand this situation, we are ready to live in the present moment. Because of ignorance, because of no clear understanding about this experience, we mostly live in the past or future. Think about our life, in our day-to-day life. If we think something, if we do something, if we speak something, we mostly talk, think, experience about our past or future. After experience, we discuss something as still they are here.
Yes, but it is the past.
Actually it ceased. But because of ignorance, as soon as we think about something, we suddenly go to the past. Thinking about past is not the fault. What is the fault? When we think about our past, if we live in the past experience, that is the cause of suffering. That is the cause of arising anger, desire and delusion. If we have mindfulness, We can think anything in past or future. It doesn't matter, but suffering just comes to us. When you think about your friend who passed away, as soon as you think about him, what happens to you? Yeah, you are sad. Why do we get sad? Yeah, as soon as you think about your friend, you go to the previous experience. Yeah, when he lived with you, what he did with you, you think about that. You live in that experience. Then you sad or you happy or you cry thinking about that experience. As soon as when we think about his experience, if we have mindfulness, we can think about it, but we don't live in past. We don't live in the past. We live fully attention, with full attention in this present moment. Then that is the way how we overcome suffering. For this experience, we have to practice again and again. Not only once or two times. For this experience, we have to practice it again and again. Especially according to Buddhism, we practice not only mindfulness but wisdom. Both of them are important to certain experience in our life. Mindfulness and wisdom. Mindfulness means the awareness.
The what?
Awareness.
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 Yeah, awareness about our body and mind.
Oh, awareness.
Awareness.
Awareness. Awareness.
Yes. Attention.
Mindfulness means awareness.
Awareness.
Okay.
Attention.
Attention.
Yeah, this is very important. All Buddhist doctrines depends on practicing mindfulness or awareness. Then, little by little, we can practice mindfulness, thinking about our body and mind and our whole experience. As soon as this experience arises, if we have awareness, then we practice wisdom too, the impermanence. Mindfulness means awareness that we practice, not only awareness, but we practice wisdom. Wisdom means practicing impermanence, the knowledge of impermanence. What is the impermanence that Buddhism says? When conditions are together, this experience arises this moment. Suddenly, when conditions go away, the experience ceases. Then, we completely suffer because of our ignorance. Because of our ignorance. If we can live with mindfulness in this moment, then we have overcome our old age, our death, and hereafter. If we can live with full mindfulness, with full awareness at the moment, it means we have overcome old age and sicknesses and death, everything. Sometimes you may have a problem that how do we overcome suffering?
If we practice mindfulness, we can overcome death, old age, death.
And everything that brings suffering to our life. If we know this experience arises this moment, when we think about our old age, we know very well that is only my idea, attitude. Then this concept also arises this moment. Yeah. Then even though whether our body is going to old age or not, it is the nature of this physical body. whether we like or not.
Right.
But we live with mind.
The mind.
Yeah.
The mind can be young.
Yeah, sure. That is sure.
The body, the physical body can age, but the mind can remain young.
Yeah, mind always is very young.
Yeah.
When we think now I am 70 years or 8 years, then your mind is old.
Oh.
Yeah. If you think now I am 40 or 30, then your mind is very young. Then actually this concept, young or old age, or related to our mind, not in the true world. Nothing in the world.
Yeah.
Then everything, for example, we may sick. Actually, I got this experience, this example in our previous class. Now we have suffering with some disease, but we don't know that I am sick. But actually, I have been suffering with a disease for a long time, but now I have no feeling. Then I am so happy. Then one day a doctor searched and he gave me a report that I have a serious problem. Then what happens to me?
You get sick.
Then,
you act sick.
yeah, then we are sick with mind. Actually, physically we may be sick, but we mostly sick with mentally. On the other hand, now I have a disease, very serious disease. Actually, I have taken some medicine for a long time. Doctor gave me a report. He gave the report just now. He told that in his report that I have for few months. My disease was okay before 3 months ago. But during these 3 months, I have been suffering. Mentally or physically? Mentally or physically? Mentally. Physically I am okay. The doctor reports say that I am okay. But because of the report is late, I have been thinking that I am sick. I took this example that actually we mostly suffer because of our mind, not because of our physical body. That is why Buddhism always advises us to develop our mind and change our attitude into correct way, how we can overcome suffering. Then on the other hand, there is a very special defilement or hindrance in our life is self-view. It says in Buddhism, Sakkaya Ditthi. There is a very special defilement in our mind, that self-view. Self-view, yeah.
See ourselves.
Actually, it says that we always think that my mind. When we do something, when somebody blames us, we think that he blames me. He blamed me. We think again and again. When somebody neglects us, we think that he doesn't care me. What is the reason? We think that I am the person. I am a person. Then always we have some kind of things inside that they should accept me. They should consider me. Then always we want the proud of in the society. That is why we suffer. Little by little we can understand the impermanence. Then we can overcome this self-view.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, you know, self-view, according to Buddhism, actually, sometimes you may think that we should have self-view, but according to Buddhism, self-view, we have no other word to translate that. Sakkaya Ditti in Buddha's language, it says Sakkaya Ditti. Sakkaya Ditti we translate into English as self-view. It means, Sakkaya Ditti means, we think I have a person inside, which cannot be destroyed, and which should be appreciated by others. Yeah, that is a misconcept. We have overcome this misconcept. Until we reduce this misconcept, we are uncomfortable. Always we want something in the society. If other persons don't accept us, then we suffer. If somebody doesn't care of us, we get upset. When somebody neglects us, we get upset. Because always we think that I am a person, others should appreciate me. I want a place in the society. But gradually, you know, enlightened person, when they live in the society, other persons appreciate them. But whether they appreciate or not, he doesn't care it. Because he has overcome. He has overcome this self-view. This is a defilement which disturbs our peace of mind. You know, sometimes some people think that we should have this concept. Actually, in some levels we should have, but when we discuss it in the deep level, this is a thing, this is a very big thing that disturbs our peace of mind.
When we want others to accept us, but when we have enlightened, it doesn't matter if they accept us or not.
Yeah, whether they help us, whether they appreciate or not, we don't care. Because we think that there is a very special certain thing inside. Now we think, as body or as mind, we think that there is a very certain thing which cannot be destroyed. And now we think that there are very special thing inside. But actually, we have no special thing. Everything is impermanent. Everything is impermanent. Our life is, what is our life? Our life is the experience that we get through our senses. When we look at something, when we hear something, when we smell something, when we taste something, when we feel something, we have only this experience. This experience, every moment, it arises and ceases. This is the nature of our experience. This is the nature of our life. If our life is like this, why do we worry? This is the nature of our life. If we can understand these things, we don't find happiness from outside. We do only things, change our attitude. You know, if we are wearing some color glasses.
Sunglasses.
For example, red color glasses, and we use a red color glass. We go to keep away the red things outside. You think we can do it? We are in red color glasses. We are going to remove the red color outside. We can do it?
Can we?
Never we can do, because where is the fault? You know, we are in red glasses.
It's going to be red.
Everything is red. But because of ignorance, we are going to keep away the red things outside. Do we do? We can do? We can never do. Where is the fault? Where is the reason? Where is the cause? Cause is the sunglass. The problem is also like that. The suffering is not outside.
The suffering is here.
Yeah, suffering is our attitude.
Right.
Like wearing sunglass.
Right.
Yeah, we have to remove the negative attitude, the wrong view. If we can remove the wrong view, it doesn't need to correct outside.
Right.
Now,
I see what you're saying. With the sunglasses, we think everything is red, and we think and the way we think, our attitude, gives us happiness or suffering.
Wearing sunglasses, because of ignorance, we are going to remove the colors outside. But the problem is here. If we can remove the misunderstanding or misattitude from our mind, then everything is okay.
Everything is okay.
Yeah, that is why Buddhism always advises us to correct our view. That is the essential thing that we do. But we mostly try to clean and do everything outside. From birth to death, we mostly do for the happiness. We try to clean outside, we try to correct outside, then never we can overcome suffering. The suffering depends on our attitude, our own view. Yeah, if we can overcome this wrong attitude, then problems are solved automatically. Then how do we overcome this misattitude, wrong attitude? That we think that everything is certain, permanent. We think that everything is certain. We can control outside. But, when these things are going to destroy, when we are going to old age, when we are going to die, we can control them. But we can do only things that change our attitude. If we can correct our attitude, then it doesn't need to correct outside. The problem is here, like we are in a glass. We are in glasses. We mostly go to correct outside. But the fault is here. Then, if we have this idea, first of all, we should have the knowledge. Knowledge is very important. According to Buddhism, very first level, we should have clear knowledge. What we practice, where we are going to. Here. With this knowledge, first of all, we should have good discipline verbally and physically. We try to practice virtue. Virtue is the primary level thing that we practice in the path of purification. Virtue or morality or discipline. Discipline in our speech and discipline in our behavior. Then with good discipline, gradually we are going to purify our mind from negative thoughts which disturb our peace of mind. We focus our mind with particular object, such as practicing loving kindness, practicing breathing meditation. We focus our mind on particular object, wholesome object. Then again and again, when we concentrate our mind, then we can live for a long time with particular object, wholesome object. And if we can control our mind as tranquility or as concentration, then the negative thoughts can disturb our peace of mind. We can keep our mind for a long time with same thought, same wholesome thought, positive thoughts. And also with the concentrated mind, we think, we reflect the impermanence. Our experience. What is the nature of our experience? The experience is impermanent. This experience arises with the conditions. And conditions go away, the experience ceases. If you have full attention, if you have full awareness with this experience, then it means we live in the present moment consciously.
Dhammagaru, when you say that how we see the self-view, I have to get that clear. How I see myself in here, how I think I am. And it doesn't matter what other people think about how I see myself. I don't know.
Actually, now I think that, now mostly we think that when I live in the society, others should care me.
Yes.
Others should care for me. Others should respect me.
And like.
Yeah. When we go to the place, then they should accept me.
Yes.
Why do we do this like this? Why do we have this concept?
Because maybe we think we're special.
Yeah, we think that we are special. What is the special thing that we have? This whole body? Or this is hair? My clothes? Actually, we have only the present moment. When we think something, when we think about your house, you have house. When we think your vehicle, you have a vehicle. When you think your education qualifications, you are an educated person. We have only particular idea, what we think. Actually, we have only the present moment. Yeah, but we think that my parents were very great persons, my country is very great, my education qualifications are very high. We think, although we have thought about these things, actually, truly we have only the present experience, present moment. If we have this idea, we know very well, I have nothing to get respect. Then, that is why Buddhism says, as much as we have right understanding, our other problems are solved automatically. As much as we have this understanding, right view, right vision, then our defilements which disturb our peace of mind gradually go away. We have to do only thing that correct view, correct vision. This is the only thing that we have to do. How do we clear our vision? Practicing mindfulness and wisdom. Not only offering something, although we offer something, sometimes our desire or our greed goes down, but it is very few. But the main problem is in our mind, wrong view. If we like to go away from wrong view, we have to develop mindfulness, awareness about our body and mind. If we can live with full attention, full awareness, full mindfulness, then every moment we live consciously. We know very well, as soon as the defilements come to our mind through our senses, actually defilements are not outside. Outside there are forms, sounds, smells only. We create defilements, we create evils in our mind by ourselves.
We create what?
We create cravings, defilements, evils.
Evils and cravings.
Evils by ourselves, in our mind. Evils are not in outside. What are the things in outside? Forms, sounds, smells, those are the things outside. But according to our view, attitude, we generate negative or positive ideas. If we can correct our view in the correct way, then the objects come to our life through our senses. Whether they are good or bad, they can't control us. Now outside things can control us. Now the outside things can bring happiness or suffering to our life. But if we can control our mind, then outside persons or things can control us. Now we are the people who are controlled by outside. We are like beggars. Beggars depends on outside. They have no money, they have no wealth, they live because of others. Now we are also like that. We are like beggars. We are not proud. We cannot be proud now. What is the reason? Now outside things and persons can control us. But one day we can be proud when other people and things can control us. At that moment we can be proud. Until we become that position, practicing mindfulness and wisdom, even though we have a lot of educational qualifications, we are not skillful persons. We are not successful. Even though we are very rich, even though we have a lot of degrees or educational qualifications, now outside people and things can control us. They can act us. But one day, if we have completely controlled our mind, practicing this path, at that day, the thing that gives happiness depends on our mind, our attitude. Then, if somebody can disturb your peace of mind, be sure you are not clever. You are not clever. On the other hand, if somebody can bring you happiness, be sure they are also, you are not clever. What is the reason?
Because I should be able to give myself.
Yeah, that happiness can be changed anytime.
Anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime.
Yeah. Sometimes we think that somebody can bring happiness to us, then we are so lucky. But we are not lucky.
No, because it can be changed.
Yeah. Anytime it can be changed.
It can be changed.
Yeah. Therefore, Buddha guided us as clever persons. How do we develop our concentration and wisdom? If we can practice this message day by day in our day-to-day life, be sure that then we are free. Now we depend on outside. Now we are not free. Now we have no liberation or freedom. Even though we are the president all over the world, we are not clever. We are not free. We have no liberation. What is the reason? Our happiness depends on outside. Then one day, if we can depend on our attitude, our correct view, that brings happiness, real happiness, getting rid of suffering, on that day, we are successful, we are clever, we have proficiency. Then, if we have this knowledge, how about our attitude about Buddha? If we have this understanding, if we have this knowledge, the way that we get happiness, according to Buddha's message, how is our attitude about the Buddha? We are so grateful. Yeah, we are so grateful how nice that spiritual teacher has explained us this path. This path. We are so grateful. Yeah, now we worship, but it is a few. But one day, if we can practice this message with good understanding, that day, we mostly respect to the Buddha and his teachings and his followers, noble disciples. Then for that, especially there are five spiritual faculties that we have to practice. Faith, or saddha, energy, or virya, mindfulness, sati, tranquility, samadhi, wisdom, the knowledge of impermanence. These five things, page number 3, again and again, we have to practice these five things. They are named as the five spiritual faculties. Actually, although there are five things, we have to practice only two, mindfulness and wisdom, the final two things. Those are the major things, last two things, mindfulness and wisdom. Day by day, we develop these qualities in our life. For that, first of all, we may have real clear knowledge, and according to knowledge, we have to think again and again. It says Buddhism, yoniso manasikara, or wise reflection. According to this knowledge, every time try to increase the time, the period that you think about this message. If you are aware when you are here, it is not enough. Your entire time of the day, try to think about this message.
To be aware.
Yeah, to be aware.
To go through life aware, knowing that I'm only in this moment.
Yes. Yeah, every moment from you get up in the morning to go to bed, every time, again and again, if we can live with this awareness, then we have full attention. Then, with the concentrated mind, we think about impermanence, arising and ceasing. Then we are so lucky. Gradually, our happiness, real happiness grows up. Our happiness gradually increases. On the other hand, our sufferings, what happens to our sufferings? Yeah, they go away. They go away. They can't live in our mind. If we have this high level attitude, then suffering is not familiar to live here. Suffering can't live in our mind. When we light a candle or some light, then darkness goes away.
Yes.
Darkness can't live with light. Then, if you can light this candle with this understanding, your suffering can't live with your pure mind. Suffering has to go to outside. Because the enlightenment or wisdom and darkness or ignorance are not in the same place. As much as you improve your knowledge, your wisdom, your intelligence, with this understanding, gradually the happiness and the suffering or darknesses go away.
And what they say here, wisdom and ignorance, they're binary opposition.
Yeah.
The binary means two,
Yeah.
and opposition are totally different.
Yeah, both of them don't live together.
Can't live.
Yeah, they can't live together. Only one thing is somewhere one. If you live with delusion, you are live with suffering. If you live with intelligence or wisdom, the darknesses or sufferings are not there. Then, if you like to live with happiness, this is the only way. Then, if we have this attitude, with this understanding, then we have overcome old age, death, and also if we will be reborn, then our next life also will be successful. We have nothing to be afraid of.
Right. You know, because I've seen women maybe in their 30s or 40s or 50s and that have children, but in here they're very old.
Yeah.
They're old.
Yeah. Everything is going to old age,
Yeah.
but our mind doesn't go to old age.
Unless,
It is so young.
yes. But
Actually,
when they think old, it gets old, right? Because we control it. They haven't controlled it.
yeah. On the other hand, defilements or hindrances or evils also are not old age. They are also young age.
Oh, evils?
Yeah. Evils are also young. Our mind also very young. The physical things in the world, they are subject to go to old age. But our defilements, our evils, and our mind, they are not subject to old age. This is very young.
But how do people let it go to old age?
Yeah.
Their attitude.
Yeah. If we can correct our attitude into correct way, then we live with full awareness. We live with mindfulness. Then it means we live in the present moment, seeing the arising and ceasing without any attachment or anger. This is the only way to get rid of suffering that Buddhism advises us. For that, first of all, we may have clear knowledge, and second thing is reflecting again and again according to this message, and the next thing is that the very special thing is practice. According to this knowledge, we have to practice it again and again, especially mindfulness and wisdom, or sati and panya.
Sati and panya.
Sati means mindfulness, panya means wisdom.
When you were saying all Buddhist doctrines mean practice mindfulness or awareness, and then you said wisdom is what?
Yeah, wisdom is the knowledge of impermanence.
Okay.
Mindfulness is the awareness with our mind and body.
Mindfulness is the awareness of our mind and body. And that means we're going to old age, death, and rebirth. Right?
Actually, if we have practiced mindfulness and wisdom, as much as we have practiced these both things, that mindfulness and wisdom, it means we have overcome old age and death. Now, we depend on our physical body. When our body is going to old age, we suffer because now we trust in our physical body as certain. But if we know very well now, if we have only the present moment with this experience, we live with consciousness, then it means we don't depend on our physical body. We depend on our attitude, correct view. That correct view doesn't bring happiness to our life.
Right.
Always that correct view brings us wisdom, understanding, the knowledge of impermanence. Then if we have the real knowledge about impermanence, we are living within wisdom. That wisdom never brings us suffering. Wisdom and delusion are completely different. Delusion always brings us suffering, that it says that everything is certain, and it says that we depend on our physical body. But if we develop our mindfulness and wisdom, then we trust in our mind. If we can trust in our mind, then it means that we trust in mindfulness and wisdom. That correct view doesn't bring us suffering. It means that we live with full awareness, with happiness.
And the correct view, we trust in our mind. Dhammagaru, when when people have dementia, the illness that takes your mind away, or Alzheimer's, that disease, then what happens?
Like coma?
No. Say like the people, it's a disease. Dementia, where it affects the mind and you can't remember things. Like my big sister had Alzheimer's, and it affects the mind. She don't remember her daughter, her grandkids. She don't remember anything. And then she got to the point she didn't know who she was or what she was.
Actually, according to Buddhism, sometimes when our organs are weak, sometimes we can get experience through our senses, these 5 senses. But even though these physical organs are weak, but our mind is not weak. Mind sometimes goes to another way that it says in Buddhism, Bhavanga Chitta. Bhavanga Chitta means subconsciousness mind. Then, although we have no awareness about the world through our senses, our mind is active. And sometimes our mind is ignored or no awareness, but in some situations that we have experienced, we have awareness, we do some reactions through our life. But it doesn't sound that we don't create some energies. We can create some energies through our mind, even though our physical body and our senses are weak. But however, this moment, sometimes the disease is very complex. From person to person, it has difference. But however, according to Buddhism, every moment our mind is active. Even though our physical organs, physical senses are weak, our mind is always active, and our mind is creative with the ideas, with attitude, and sometimes we have no clear awareness, but we are active. Actually, it changes from
Person
time to time, from person to person.
No, my one big sister had it and she died. Now my other big sister has it, and she's beginning to forget.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, actually the thing that unfortunately they can practice this message. That is the big damage, According to Buddhism, when we are going to practice this message, we should be intelligent. That is very important. There are some persons who have no correct view or some awareness. There are some mad persons. Actually, they can practice this message. That is why Buddhism explains the very important thing that we gain in this life, our intelligence. And if we have no intelligence, even though our physical body is okay or beautiful, but actually we can get the results from this message. If a person would like to get the result from this message, the essential thing that we should have the intelligence. In Buddha's language it says, Paññavantasayan Dhammo, Nayan Dhammo Duppanyassa. Actually, it says that the intelligent person only can get the result from this message. When we become that kind of diseases, we can practice this message. We can listen to this message consciously. That is the very biggest damage in our life. Actually, Buddhism says, physically we may be very sick, it doesn't matter, but mentally we should be intelligent and we should be strong mentally. Even though our body is very sick, if we are intelligent and strong, then we can get the result from this message. Okay, now the time to finish. By listening to this message and meditating, we accumulated a lot of merits. With the result of these merits, may our departed relatives also receive these merits and may they receive good life. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to our beloved departed relatives. Idam me ñātīnam hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātīnam hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idam me ñātīnam hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. By the power of all these positive thoughts, may guardian deities and angels receive these merits. Receiving these merits, may they keep their eye on you too. May they protect the Buddha Sasana and the world. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to guardian deities and angels too. Ettavataca amhehi sambhatam punya sampadam Sambe deva anumodantu samba sampatti sindhya. Ettavataca amhehi sambhatam punya sampadam Sambe deva anumodantu samba sampatti sindhya. Ettavataca amhehi sambhatam punya sampadam Sambe devanumodantu samba sampatti sindhya. By the power of all these merits, may all you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, no problems come to you, no difficulties come to you. May you be successful everywhere, every moment. May you attain final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantāca niddukkhaṃ bhayam pantāca nidbhayam Sokam pantaja nisoka hantu sambe pipanino. May the Triple Gem bless you. Thank you for your coming.